All right, adventurers, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. As you may recall from our last session, we had the adventurers scour the alleyways and found a black market dealer where you were investigating some of the fundings and whatnot, and you made a deal to gather some volcanic fire. And now is your task to understand where at least find some information about where your competitors are hiding their vehicles and perhaps cause some mayhem. Okay, I believe we left off with you exiting the black market district. So, what would you like to do?
I think we encountered some folks that were asking. We were asking around to see if we can get more information about what the garage is, right? Now we did it before at some bar, and we didn't. I don't think we got. We only got a general district.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me pull up the map.
Set up straight.
All right. So some of the quests, you still have to go up north to gather the materials, but you're taking kind of your own track to investigate where Tordune's clan and garage is. So you currently already made your way past Durgo's Watch. Now you're in the Harbor of Dolphins district, and somewhere here you've been told that the more well-established racers probably are beyond this gatehouse in the Feralis district, where they prime their vehicles and get ready for the speedway right next to it.
By
Okay?
the Bazaar of the Ivory.
Yeah, that's the Bazaar of the Ivory is where you pass through. Yeah, it's kind of like where the more common or lay people assemble to the entryway of the Majestic Ivory Speedway. But there's amongst other, dealers and merchants in the area too.
All right.
Okay.
Well, since it's sort of between the the posh district and where we are, so I guess we should. Can we pass by the Bazaar of Ivory?
Yeah.
On our way out of the city gates and see if we can find something else.
Sure thing.
And the two of you who want to spend money all the time, maybe you can buy something else on the way out. Yes? No?
I don't want to spend money all the time.
Just when it's useful, right?
Just when it's useful.
Okay. So as you make your journey into this area, you're feeling there's definitely more money invested into the buildings, and even the people that walk by are wearing more decorated shawls and kind of almost ornate necklaces to show that they have some amount of wealth. Um, Go ahead and make a say that maybe perception, as you're seeing around you, trying to gather the sights and size up certain individuals that you think might have information.
Wait, what do I need to roll again?
Perception.
Perception. Uh, 15. Perception.
I got an 11.
What you get? Numbers?
I had an 11.
11, okay.
I got 14.
I got 14.
14. Okay. Good. And Shade, how about you? Shade, did you say your number?
I already did.
Oh.
15.
15. Okay, great. Thanks. Sorry. It's a little bit hard to hear, so I might have to ask you a couple times. Okay. And I don't have my headphones, so bear with me. As you gather around the streets, Mr. Nerdy is a little bit distracted from some of the people. You see that they have a certain amount of wealth, and you're very curious about it. And you do speak with some of the merchants, and they try to give you some deals, or try to sell you some fresh exotic fruits or other kind of little materials, but nothing that will kind of lead you to the direction of where the hangar is. Everyone kind of averts their eyes towards you, not able to find much. As for Ruff, your demeanor's a little bit tough around them, and you almost like kind of get in their face. Why don't you make an intimidation check? You find somebody that looks like you're easily able to size them up. So let's see how your intimidation works for them. 18, yeah. Okay, great. All right. After some amount of work, you kind of pull him to the back alley and make sure that no one else is looking around. You see that this person is actually one of the crew members that was removed from Tordune's kind of staff. And yeah, so you found somebody that worked for him previously. And he's very timid about giving information to you, but your threatening tone makes him kind of give way. I don't know what you want with that mean orc, but don't get too close to him. He'll mess you up, and he's not a nice guy. Well, what do you want with me? I'm not associated with him anymore.
I just wanted to ask where Tordune's lair or garage is, or hangar.
Yeah, okay. I can from when I worked on his vehicle. Yeah, you got to get past the security guards.
What weapons does his vehicle have?
What's that?
What weapons does his vehicle have?
Well, it's a powerful vehicle. I was not really in charge of the weapon systems. I was.
But what weapons did it look like it had?
Pretty top of the line. Yeah, repeating particle blasters,
Spike wheels,
harpoons, and several mounts of crossbows along the side to take on flankers.
That should be
So
fun for taking.
menacing vehicle, top notch, and I was in charge of their engine system.
What did they use for booster?
There's no booster. It's just a solid engine that is able to do a long distance reliably.
What happens, let's say, if you put something that can melt the engine in it?
Well, you can definitely screw it up. I don't know why I'm helping you, to be honest. You didn't hear any of this from me, but he does deserve his taste of his own medicine.
So just tell us what it is.
Okay. You don't know me. I don't know you.
You want to help us defeat him?
I want him to feel what it feels like to get hurt. Yeah, I have a contact in Feralis. My old partner, they kept her. Charlis. It's gonna be hard to get to her, but if you ask around any of the mechanics in the area, that name will get you somewhere. Just be careful about some of his goons. They know who's part of the group, and
I could kill
I'm not
them
one of them.
easily, so I wouldn't even worry
So
about that.
what area? What are the mechanics area? Where do we have to
Yeah,
start?
I'll give the mechanics of the engine. Is that what you're asking?
No, what is the mechanics area that we should go ask for the
Yeah,
Charlotte?
right. So sometimes they come over here, but now that the race is kind of undergoing, all the engineers are at the site, so you have to get to Feralis to get there. That's
Uh,
going to be tricky.
what is the strongest part about his vehicle?
Strongest.
Like, what is the
I got
best part?
the crew. The crew is tough. They they really know how to fight hard. I've seen them butcher competitions. Uh, don't want to mess with the crew if you ever get into hand-to-hand combat.
We already did.
Did you?
No,
And
we
you're still
won.
standing here. Well, you look tough, so I don't underestimate you. But the whole crew in action, I wouldn't take that second risk.
Thank you.
But if you
Good
want
day,
to know
sir.
if you want to know a weakness, I can help you.
Sure.
So their engine, I was working on a Mark II refinement, and then they cut me because I was working too slow. But these kind of pieces take some time, and it's careless of him. He's very careless, reckless, arrogant.
So,
If
in one way, you're saying that I can taunt him in a way to make him
Yeah, he'll
go
come
on.
straight heading towards you for sure. So if you can give a diversion or something or make a trap, he's hard headed and fall right in. And that would be a great time for if you had somebody to go around the back and tweak the engine, if you get me. I can show you
Got
how to
it.
do it. But that
What
it just takes
what thing would you think is best to destroy the engine?
no, destroy is another thing. No, I'm talking
I
about
mess up.
putting it out for about 10 to 30 minutes tops until they had a top mechanic go and fix it.
I have an idea. How about I
It's
put
very
it out for a
simple.
few days? So, but when
Few days,
the race,
no. People will catch up if you do something extreme like that. You got to be very precise. It's here.
how about a
Uh,
day? I think it will day work. It'll slow them off.
yeah, but the timing is what's critical. You want it to kick in during the race, not before.
And do you think I
Otherwise,
could
they're
take one
gonna
of their weapons?
take some weapons. What?
Can I take some weapons from the? I have some thieves' tools, and I can take off some of like one of the weapons.
That's not my business, to be honest. You can do what you want. I'm gonna tell you, they keep a tight crew, so unless you have some great disguises,
Okay.
you're gonna be found and you're gonna be confronted.
Can we
Okay.
hijack the engine?
That you can do.
Like
That
you
I can
put
help you
something
with.
inside of it so that when they start the engine, it like stops.
Exactly. So if you have a timed device and then you set off a trigger it shows you a little complicated mechanical diagram, but it looks simple enough. All you have to do is like put a little bit of a kind of like a molten rock into this part, and then after a certain time period, it kicks off, and then it will contaminate the engine and prevent it from working for a certain amount of time.
So
So
let's
that's
do
it. All you
that.
have to do is just put that
Let's have
device
that
in
as
there.
part of the plan, and
Hey,
so
can I
that
talk
we
with?
can do it. We
Can I talk with the team, and so the guy will hear?
You're all kind of in the back alley. So yeah,
Well, because I actually in the D&D sheet, I was able to actually get some spells by switching a race. So now I actually have disguise self, blind deafness, blur, and non-detection. So I can use the disguise self and walk in unnoticed. Or that I can
yeah,
use the
you certainly could.
non-detection. Wait, no, I have to do non-detection on somebody else.
Okay.
The target can be targeted by any divination magic or pierced through any magical. Oh, I can actually put non-detection on one of you guys. So yeah. Okay.
You're talking amongst your crew. So
Let's have the
Ready?
engine
Let's go
solution
hijack.
as something that we do during the race that we use to help us during the race. But I think another thing we can do is to maybe damage their facility so that they cannot do any kind of maintenance leading up to the race. Okay.
And
Let's-
how
let's-
exactly do we do that?
Let's find out where it is first. Let's find out where their base is. The
Okay.
garages. We still haven't found out after all this talking.
Okay.
So
Cool.
if we have to find this Charlotte, let's go find her and let's see what is there a bar where we can find her where the mechanics meet at, or is there a hotel where she's staying at?
Well, the whole crew has their own staging area, and yeah, there's some of well, during the race, like I said, during the prep, you're not gonna find many people that stray too far. They don't want any sabotage or insiders getting bribed or whatnot. So the best way to go is just you gotta have the paperwork to get into the fair list, and I can't help you with that. No, are we good here? I don't want to be associated with this. Don't say anything came from me, okay?
Okay, sure.
Mhm.
You got something to say, bro?
No,
No.
I just said okay.
Good. Then he rushes out of your way. He's trying to clear, and as soon as he exits the alleyway, he kind of like ruffles his shirts a little bit and walks off at a fast pace. A little bit frightened from your tactics. Okay. And Shade, you rolled 15. So it takes you probably a good hour when you start seeing some people that look a little bit more sketchy than others, right? A lot of people look pretty well off. Some people just hang around the corner just looking around for a whole hour. It looks like they're up to something. Yeah, so you can do something with that if you wish.
And let's just go to the hangar.
Go to your hangar.
The orcs hangar.
Ah, so you can start. Okay, let's go back to the map. All right. Well, so once again, you're in the harbor over here, where the kind of like small market area is. You'd have to take this main road and pass this gatehouse where this bridge is, unless there's another way that you plan to go, in order to get the district. And then from here, then you have a name that can probably associate with you how you get there. But once again, it's going to take some crafty ideas to do this. So up to you.
Let's just go.
Okay, you're amongst your party. You should discuss with each other.
What sort of do we need special documents or paperwork to cross that bridge? What's the difficulty?
Who are you asking?
I think if we just have like paper, we can go.
Yeah, but what kind of paper?
Gova paper.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine everybody has IDs over there. Can we get a boat and go around and land at night?
You can't ask me. I'm not.
If we're
I'm not
going
anymore.
north, are we going to have to cross that? What is that divide? What is the name of
It
that
is
water?
divided.
Inna?
Yes.
Inna's divide. So would we be crossing a bridge, or would we have to take a ferry across, or do we have to hire our own boat to go north? Because if we're gonna get a boat, we might as well take it and make a stop and do whatever we gotta do on our way as we leave town.
I'm fine with whatever you guys choose.
Okay. With Mr. Nerdy's ideas, you guys can make a history check if you wish.
Natural 20.
Are you serious?
Plus 2. 22.
Oh, I got 21.
Two is not great.
I said 22.
Oh, 22 is great. Perfect. Okay, sorry. Okay. 22, yeah. So with Mr. Nerdy discussing about this crossing this big river known as Ina's Divide, Ruff recalls that the original mission was to gather materials from a fisherman, and fishermen probably have boats. So that could be a way to go.
I will say let's do that. It's a good way to travel around as we go north, and it'll allow us to stop by different places really quick.
Okay, so you want to do that? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's rent a boat.
Rent a boat. Okay. So you're going to the docks then? As you see in the harbors, there's some large merchantmen ships and galleons and whatnot that are docked. These are substantial ships that are generally for like, long distance sea travel. There's some smaller ones like schooners or whatnot, but once again, it's not really like a rowboat or anything. But that's at least at the harbors. You can definitely ask around or try to find something if you want.
Let's find one that looks
Non-suspicious.
not suspicious. Yes, nondescript, like a normal fishing boat or some sort that we can rent for cheap and would not look out of place.
Okay. As you move through the harbors, you come across a guard that's standing next to just the harbor, kind of like passively patrolling. He turns to you and says, "You don't look like sailors. What are you doing in this area?"
We would like to rent a boat to go north, and for several days of journey.
So you're
Boats cost a lot. They're 1,000, I think.
You're seafarers. You want to explore new continents.
We're just going up the river. It's mostly inland.
Up the river. Uh, that's interesting. Not many folks will pass such a river unless they're well fishermen, to be honest. And you need the proper documentation to get to that place with some of the patrols because it's very close to the major city. I mean, the rich folks at the chateau. So
I could forge something.
you're saying that to the guard?
No, I'm talking to my teammates.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you want some small fisherman boats here, I mean, there's not much. There's going to be a couple of ships that go out if you're looking for fishing journeys. I could direct you to a captain if you wish.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's find a captain who also happens to be fishing in the river, and who is who can happens to be able to take us north in a few days' time. And just amongst ourselves, we're not going to tell them we're going to make an unannounced stop. So how much would that cost if we find a captain? Let's find somebody who's willing to take our money and take us north.
Yeah. So okay, tell me what your goal is.
We're gonna ask somebody who can take us north, but along the journey, we're gonna drop off unannounced and sneak into the district. And
Right, but you need a small ship to do that, right?
yes, a smallish fishing vessel. There must be thousands of them, right? In this big city.
No.
Yeah, the major harbor normally has larger ships, right? This is more of a uh, staging area for crossing the sea or doing large scale. Uh, there's some smaller uh, personal ships.
Can we get a
Um,
rowboat? I think that will work.
yeah, you could,
A
but it
little
would be
little
quite a
rowboat.
row if you're passing underneath the passageway of the Rorenheim passage. So then you have to go all the way around, right?
How about maybe a good sized boat? Like like a little bigger than a rowboat, but much smaller than a galley. Like a galley lifeboat. A galley's lifeboat, like about that size.
Sure. Yeah, like a sailboat, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. It wouldn't be that. Okay, that's fine. Um, so actually, Shade, as you rolled the 15, you're looking around, and with your perception, you do see that there's looks like a person with kind of a worn dark brown cloak that's hanging around the piers, and there's a couple of small sized ships that the person's next to, and they're just having a meal and sitting looking into the waves that are crashing on the shores. Has a kind of a scruffy beard, and his eyes are just cast out into the sea. Okay, what do you want to do?
Ask them if we can ride on their boat.
If we can rent it for a few days.
Okay. Right, as Ruff approaches, you ask, the person turns to you. You see he's actually got a big scar across his eye, and yeah, his breath smells pretty bad, but as he looks to you, "Hmm, you don't look like those that sail. What's your what's your goal with one of these vessels?"
We need to embark on a scavenger trip up north to find some materials to fix our machine. So we need to rent your boat for a few days, maybe a week or so.
Sounds like you're willing to pay quite a bit.
Well, one gold a day is pretty good for you, isn't it?
Assuming that I get my ship back.
One gold a day should buy you a whole other ship for a poor little fisherman like you.
So context, I think 1 to 2
And
gold pieces is like a person's wages per day, right? So if you're thinking about actually buying a ship, it's going to be anywhere from just off the top of my head, smaller size ships might be anywhere between 300 to 1,000 gold pieces.
just get a small ship, and then we can sell it. And this is gonna tell this to the teammate. Just get a small ship, and then we can just sell it for more. We make a profit, and we get to use it.
So you want to buy a ship from me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What do you know about sailing? How do I know you're just not going to crash in the docks and crash my vessel?
Well, if we're gonna buy it from you, it doesn't really matter anymore, right?
Yeah, but people know who owns what ship around here, and I'd hate to see my ship be crashed and then my name gets out that you get what I'm saying.
We know how to sail.
These whole full-hearted adventurers that are going out for sea
Or,
ride,
or
huh?
like I said, we can.
I'm gonna see if I can do
we
it.
can rent it, and you can do the sailing.
I have a great idea. If we crash the ship, you can tell the police, and if we crash the ship, you tell the police. And once you tell the police, if they capture us, we have to pay you all our gold.
You're gonna put that in writing.
That's dumb.
Guys, let's
Fine.
just be real adventurers, okay? Let's say we will rent a ship from these guys, and then on the way back, we'll dump them into the ocean. Because we don't want to.
Yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
We're not gonna leave any witnesses.
Just rent the ship and jump off like when
I
at night
agree.
and then go into the city.
I 100% agree with that.
Because we don't want them to know what we did anyways. So let's just do that.
Okay.
We'll pay them good money, and before we dump them out into the ocean, we'll take all the money back. Okay.
No.
Who are you dumping in the ocean?
Let's do let's.
I don't think we should dump them in the ocean because someone's gonna find their bodies.
Into Ina's divide.
No, because someone's gonna find their bodies eventually.
We'll chop them up so the fish will eat them within an hour. Let's just.
Did you know what the Jones is
Why are
story?
you so brutal?
The poet taught.
Just rent the boat. Final decision. We rent the boat. Have them pilot us, or sail us all the way like up there.
Just
and
rent
at
the
middle of
boat.
the
If we
night
crash
jump
and he
out
tries to
towards
tell
the city and-
authorities, we just kill him.
Oh, okay. Let's see if they'll agree to it.
Let's be real adventurers. I agree. Just rent the boat. If we crash it,
There's
he tries to
real-
tell authorities.
real
We
adventure.
put him in the ocean.
Pirate the ship.
But just do that. Faster, easier, and efficient.
Okay, I'll do whatever you want, but if we get arrested, it's not my fault. It's your fault.
If you get arrested, I'll fight back.
So let's do whatever it takes to get the boat. Because we
Okay,
will
sounds
need
like
it
you guys
for-
have different
not just for
ideas.
our trip,
So
but also to bring.
Now
the
let's just
supplies back.
rent the boat. If we crash it and he tries to tell authorities, we toss him in the ocean or we threaten him.
We take the orc Scova and we put her on the boat and then we sink the boat.
Exactly.
Probably not gonna work
First of
out.
all, how big of a boat is this? This is like a small fishing vessel, right?
right, yeah, probably can handle. It's pretty small sized. It's enough that has. Well, you mostly have to use rowing power, but there's a small sail, and can hold about 5 to 6 people comfortably.
So how much does it cost to rent it?
Uh,
We used it for, let's say, 4 days
It doesn't seem
to
to
get
be-
there, 2 days
yeah,
to
with a
stay.
security deposit of 500 gold pieces, it'll still cost you 10 gold pieces per day.
That's fine. I will pay for
Why
it.
do we need to do a security deposit?
I
Come
can
on.
do it because I'm
Because
strong.
you lose a ship. It's an
Well, if
insurance
it-
thing.
we don't-
will pay the deposit of 500 and
How about
Let's-
you guys
plus
let's
100.
pay. Let's pay for
to rent.
let's
it for 10 days.
pay for just straight on pay for it right now.
So 600 gold pieces.
600 gold pieces. That's fine.
You just want to buy the ship outright, huh? You could also just hire the crew and then have them, go for you.
Nah,
Yeah.
too
Well,
much
I
money.
thought that's what it was, right? We
That's even more
we put
money.
down a security deposit for the boat for the.
Well, it's cheaper than
boat
buying a
itself,
ship.
And then $10 gold pieces a day to hire the crew.
Well, we just rent it. We'll do it ourselves.
Okay, did you
Fine.
figure it out?
You guys decide. I'm fine with anything.
Just have them row it.
Yeah, but that's what.
Yeah, what's Venmo?
Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay,
We'll Venmo him the money while we're on the ship.
it's done. So I
Call
will
me
pay
money.
for it. I will take. I have 2,478. So I will.
I'll do 200 of it.
I'll just pay. It's
I'm
a little easier to keep. Track.
your idea, not mine. I shall not pay. Or should I?
All right. That
So I removed 600 from my pocket. Done. So we have the boat. We have rights to the boat for 10 days. with all the crews
Hey,
under our command.
I'll pay for it because you're generous.
No, Dad already paid for it. My dad already paid for it.
Well, I'll give him the money.
Mr.
because
Nerdy.
He was because Mr. Nerdy was generous
Nerdy already
enough
paid
to
for
pay
it.
all by himself. I'll give him half of the cost. So he only basically has to pay only $300.
Okay.
No, add $300,
Fine.
and then minus $300.
So I'd be
Okay. He looks at the coin pouch that you produced. Oh, your adventures has definitely been profitable, I see. So, congratulations. May it continually be so.
Now
All right.
when you work for us for the next 10 days, we don't want you to ask any questions. Just do what we ask you to do.
Good job. Mhm.
If you're coming with this kind of money, I ain't gonna ask questions. Okay, so you're buying the boat or you're hiring him and his crew?
Well, we spent 500 to basically buy the boat, right?
Okay, cool.
And
Yep.
then 10 gold coins a day to hire them to work.
Yeah, great. Okay. So you buy the
So
boat and hire the crew.
So
Wow,
there's 3
okay.
of us, and then how many of them? 2 of them?
Yeah, right.
The captain and one of his crew to manage.
Well, the captain's not gonna go. He's managing the other ships and looking for other people to sell.
Okay,
or
so we have 2 crew
sail.
members,
Right.
and
Yep.
plus we have the boat. We
Yep,
have,
that's right.
We own the boat.
Yeah, you see kind of a small statured dwarf. Actually, after some time, then yeah, one of the
What's the name of the boat?
couple crew members. Pardon?
What's the name of the boat? Does it have a name already?
It does, but it's your boat now, so you can name it whatever you want.
Well, just keep its original name. Does it have an original name?
Yeah. Sea. The Sea Sage.
The what?
Sea Sage.
The Sea Sage. It's a small kind of sloop with a 5 to 6 person capacity and decent sized cargo hold. You can see actually as you go down inside, there's a resting quarters. There's some very small kitchen that has some and probably enough to store in maybe about 5 crates of stuff if you need to have crates of stuff in there.
Okay, so we have the paper. We have the ship.
Yeah.
We have two people to help us.
Yes, you do.
Sailors to help us for the next 10 days. Let's get going then.
All right. It is the kind of small stature dwarf with a reddish beard that kind of gives you a big salute with his hand. Captain, where are we off to?
We're going up Venus Divide, and we're gonna collect some materials that our mechanic wanted us to collect. So you may have to stop along the ways for us to go inland to pick up the stuff, and then we'll come back and board the ship, and we'll keep traveling north as we find
Aye.
materials.
All aboard. Okay, all of you get on the ship. Make your way over.
So how many
Yeah.
days does it take to go all the way to the
Let's just take this ship, move it along. This will be your ship.
That's a big one.
Yeah, your ship is way smaller than that.
Okay.
Let's see if I can reduce the scale. But I feel a little bit tricky. There you go. There you go. There's your small little dinky ship. All right, you set sail, and off you go into. You see this passageway that has this very long bridge, and there's some amount of rowing boats that are kind of around the area. Clearly, it looks like there's some fishing activity here. But your ship is a little bit bigger than just a rowboat or a fishing boat, right? So, okay, as you make your way, so you're directing to go into the riverside, right?
Yes.
To the divide. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now, is this a busy inlet or is?
Yeah, there's quite
I
about it.
assume it's very
Quite a
busy.
bunch of ships about. Yeah, there's a little checkpoint underneath the bridge. It looks like anybody that passes have to have some amount of either cargo investigation or this little checkpoint right here.
Our cargo hold is empty.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just going on a scavenger hunt.
Scenic tour. Okay. All right. You see, there's a small boat that kind of pulls over to your side, and you see somebody with kind of like a suit of armor flag you down. He calls out, "You have any goods to declare?"
Nope.
And where are you heading?
We need to watch out for up the waters, up the stream.
Okay.
Are there any signs of piracy or storm or monsters or anything like that?
Well, you certainly don't sound familiar in the area. Are you sure you want to keep going this way?
Yeah, we have local crew.
Some of the crew members look up to you. Captain, this is mostly a fishing expedition, is it not? If we go past Ina's Divide and into this rocky passageway, it could be pretty treacherous, and there are creatures that lurk about. And the dwarf answers back, "Aye, unless you got yourself some bloody weapons ready for combat, it could be dangerous."
Let's go. I think we can go.
Yeah, we'll take it as far as we can.
I have daggers in my boots. I'm not gonna say
That's
this.
why I say,
I have daggers in my boots and
how many days does it take to go all the way up to that rock?
and other stuff too. Wait, can I just load up my
Pretty
crossbow?
much would take you a good part of the day to get to this rocky passageway.
Can I just load up my crossbow just in case?
That means not even a day.
Yeah, of course.
A good part of a day.
Okay, so the soldier on the little patrol boat is calling out again. "What's your business going across the divide?"
We're going across to look for some materials to make repairs to our vehicle.
And also to slay some treacherous monsters or terrible monsters, etc.
"Well, Godspeed to you. Hope to see you when you come back." The patrol boat goes off. The other crew members look a little apprehensive. "I didn't sign up for this." "I didn't either. But,
We'll protect you.
So as the night falls, we have to stop somewhere, right? We have to anchor somewhere.
yeah, you can just sit idly. The waters are pretty calm here, actually. It's not like crashing. It's got some amount of the waves are a little bit still because of the passageway and the checkpoint, and allows for the fish kind of settle in this area. So it's made. You see this even at the later evening hours. You see there's still some fishing boats circling about. And these are smaller boats that are lined with nets and other kind of harpoons and things. Okay, so you make it about here by the time it gets the sun sets. Okay, what are you gonna do?
Perfect. Let's spend the night here. Shay, do you want to swim across to to get into the posh quarters and see if we can find anything?
Quarters?
The wealthy quarter.
So you see most of the boats kind of going back to where you came from. There's actually a couple of boats that are moving north and a little bit east, kind of into this little cove. None of the boats go completely west.
That's all right. Let's.
Do you think I
turn all the
should
lights
swim?
off. Let's
Is
dim
it
all
safe?
the-
Like, is there like enough is like the waves nice and calm?
It is very calm. Yeah. The waves are calm. There's really not much in the water except, some fish that jump out once in a while.
So we can make like lookout, and then we can just sleep.
How close can we get to the shore, to the southern shore?
That is up to you.
Like,
Right
can we
now,
just
you're probably about 3 miles out.
like can we just go like
And,
right here? Like, can we just park right here and we go over here, just walk across?
If you want to try it.
Like,
Well,
and
why
we
don't we
just give the
stop on
boat
the
to
other
the
side of
crew.
the wall? Then we can just go. We don't have to go past any of the checkpoints.
We just go here and we just enter this way. We can just do that.
You. What do you guys want to do?
Let's just sleep for the night, probably, and then we can continue going.
Sure.
Well,
Okay. As you order your crew to steer the ship towards the coastline. You see, as you get about a mile out, it looks like there are some torches, high torches that are lit across the embankments, as well as on the shoreline. It looks like there's even sentries that are on patrol, and there's no ships that are parked at this location.
So we probably can't park there.
Seems like it's not a legal parking spot. Yeah.
I could just capture them.
Why?
Up to you.
I can just capture them, blackmail them not to tell anyone, and then we can just go.
They're probably gonna tell someone.
Then they get killed.
Well, they probably will like
it
pass.
sounds like it's an army, Shay.
Fine.
So probably just like park on like another area where it's legal.
Or can we just go to the rocky area?
Yeah, let's probably just go to the.
Let's just go to the rocky area.
Like take
and end it
turns
off
going.
there. That's
Like
a
take
nice
turns rowing.
suspicious thing. And I want to stay some monsters.
You want to go to the Rocky Passage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the Rocky Passage, it goes. We're right here. So we go to Rocky Passage and we enter this way.
I'm not seeing your drawings.
Huh?
There you go.
But then
It would actually move. Let's see if I can draw. Right.
Sure.
So instead of going to the chateau, which is kind of like the capital castle city.
yeah, Chateau
Um,
French's castle.
Yeah, this barrier actually is well. If you think this area is well protected, this has a very steep cliff, and you can see that there visibly are patrols about, trying to stay off any bandits or attacks that would come to the capital. If you're thinking about going to the passageway, there's a big mountainside here, and it gets very. You can see from your distance all the shadows block the sight as you try to go through the. It will be very tight.
So which one do you guys want to
rocky.
do? Swim or go through the mountainside?
Let's just go to the rocky area.
Can Shay sneak in through one of the gates and then
I could.
drop a rope down for us to climb up? Or is that too
I
tough?
can knock out some of the sentries and they won't know what's gonna happen.
No, let's not arouse any.
No, I can just do a sleep
Suspicion.
pellet.
Yeah, so let's just go to the rock.
I can just do a
Do a
sleep
flat.
pellet. They won't know what hit them. They'll just think, oh, I just fell asleep. And then I can just lower a rope and let you guys up.
That's too risky though.
Remember, I have
Other
thieves'
people may be
tools like
watching.
lock picks, like
Other people may
screwdrivers,
be
things like that.
watching
And I
them.
also have like a rope. I have poisoner's kit.
Let's do this. Let's go
What's
to one of the gates that's not as important. Let's go to, how many gates are there into that district?
Into the Chateau Shirokai.
Yeah.
It's not so much of a gate, it's more like a large
Door.
rubbly that has patrols moving about.
There must be multiple
gate-
entrances into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if under the disguise of darkness, maybe you could slip by, but you don't know.
I could.
So let's do that. Let's do that in one of the nights.
I could do it. My stealth is +9.
Let's do it. Let's do this at
Oh.
night, where Shade and I would approach one of the entrances. I can cast a sleep spell on the guards, and then Shade can slip through.
I'll put on my disguise spell to look like a guard.
I
And
think
I think
that's probably
us two, we
the
could just
least,
snip in.
least violent way to get.
And if I need to, I can also use blindness and deafness. I only can use it one time until I fall asleep, until
That's touch.
I rest.
Blindness and deafness is like touch.
No, I can see within range.
But you have to touch.
No, I don't. I don't have to touch them. You can blind deaf on the phone.
Okay.
Choose one creature you can see within range, 30 feet, and then I can do it.
Yeah, that's right. So it is actually a 30 feet distance.
No, do you think we want it? Let's do it.
Yeah, that's
Let's end it on
not,
a cliffhanger. Let's do it.
So Ruff, maybe you stay on the boat and watch the dwarves. Make sure they don't run off with our boat.
Okay.
And Shade and I.
And you can capture them and do whatever you want with them if they try to run off.
right. From what you gather, the crew's going to be loyal to you as long as they're getting paid. So you tell them to sit in the waters, the ship there as long as you need.
I'll stay on the boat just in case.
All right, you guys. So as you're swimming across to get there.
Are you gonna swim across?
Yeah, I can swim. I'm fine.
Well, can the boat not just drop us off by the coast in north?
Or I can attach a rope to an arrow and I just shoot the arrow. And
Yeah, the
that
boat
way.
Yeah,
The boat can just drop us off on the shore, right? It just doesn't need to park there. We can be dropped
there
off.
are
with
no
our-
boats docking in that area.
No, we just need the boat to get close enough where we can swim a short distance.
Yeah.
I'll get super tired.
within like
If I get
100 yards.
super tired, all my energy runs out. I won't be able to cast a spell.
That
Okay.
way we can be dropped off in the dark and not arouse any suspicion. We'd be a little wet, but we can come on shore quietly and find one of the entrances to the chateau.
You'd probably catch a cold though.
As you're
Or
describing
you should
this,
just go home.
the
You should go back to the garage.
taller
Eat fried chicken.
mate that you hired is kind of eavesdropping and says, "I don't mean to disturb your plan, but you are aware that the guards will arrest you if they find you trespassing this land."
Yes, we know.
Well, we'll do it quietly.
Yeah.
I've dealt with underhanded folks in the past, I must admit. I am not here to question you, but I prefer to be paid my salary as long as I'm under your employ, and that won't help if you're arrested. So, if you want to get into the chateau, the rich folks area, you have to be very discreet.
Do you think a spell will work? A spell that no one can tell who you are? Even with
Magics will be in your favor, but there are some mage sentries that approach as you get closer to the capital. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna read the
Unless
spell
they're high
caption
powered.
again.
Is
Wait,
there
so
a
disguise
sewer? Can we
self-
go for the sewer.
what's the
It
question?
sounds like so. This whole sabotage plan is not going to work. Then we're just going to abandon it.
Yeah. It's just
Not necessarily. It depends how you do this.
Yeah, it depends.
Because we don't know where this garage is. We couldn't even get inside, so why bother? Let's just go north then. Let's just go north and find the pieces that we need.
Wait,
You
it's
guys-
action, appearance. Let's see. Wait, no, they can't tell
And
who I
just,
am.
We'll just count our blessings on the day of the race, and hopefully they.
If I need to in the dark, I can use blur.
Yes, you could.
In the dark, blur will be very helpful. People will just think, oh, it's like the air or like whatever.
I can take you close to the coastline, but you're gonna have to swim. And then we're gonna need a signal, so that way we know to bring our ship back in to pick you up. It's gonna have to be a very fast action.
You
You
think
want
a
to get this
fire
done.
arrow in the air would be a signal?
I have a keen eye. I can see it. I'll be on
And
the
I
lookout
also
for it.
can, if I'm disguised as a guard, I can say, guards here. There's an attack on the kingdom, in the castle. And then they'll run over, thinking the fire arrows
Then
from
I'll
an
give you
enemy.
1 hour to get you what you need done.
Sure.
And then I'll sweep the shit. Be looking out for your shot, and then sweep your vessel back in.
Will that work? Do you guys think it'll work?
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you'll get caught and executed.
We're mainly just trying to find out where this place is. We're not gonna spend all night there.
Probably in this area.
I don't know what that is. Nobody can see it.
It's probably in like the area with these like brown roofed houses.
No, the garage is inside the walls. It's in the chateau, right?
Let's just go inside the walls and we can look
At the-
around for an hour. If we don't find anything in the hour, we have to head back to the ship.
Castle Kingdom.
Is that good?
Sounds fair.
Okay.
So all three of you going?
I'm staying on the ship.
Wait, can I do blur on 2 people?
What's that, Shade?
Wait, can I do the spell blur on 2 people?
Spell of blur. I believe it's concentration, right?
No, I can use blur and on myself and non-detection on Nerdy.
Yeah. So concentration means you have to hold the spell. So as long as you
If
can
I
only
can't hold the
one
spell, I'll just
concentration.
use disguise self immediately.
Yeah. Let's see what disguise self is.
These are all thief
Cards.
spells, so
Disguise self is good. That does not require concentration. That's just changing the way you look.
I know.
So
Okay,
we have
so-
several nights. We have several days. I mean, if we have to, we can pay the crew extra. It's no big deal.
Correct.
So maybe we send Shade in there just to look around. We have no idea where anything is. So
Yeah.
at least we can send Shade in to take a look.
That sounds like a good plan.
We're not doing
Okay.
anything. For
Ready?
right now.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
So the 2 of you that are going, you're gonna swim across.
Yep.
We're gonna get dropped off and we're gonna swim.
The water will disguise me
And I
from
could
the
also
blur.
push you by throwing you into the water.
Okay.
Okay.
Non-detection will completely hurt.
So we're going to mostly simulate this, so that way we can keep the story going. So the first thing you have to, so it's based on the number of successes that you do, and the more failures that you have, the less outcome that you'll get out of this. Okay, so it's just a bunch of skill checks. So good luck, Mr. Nerdy and Shade. Go ahead and make your first check, which will be athletics, as you are powering through the water
Yes.
inside of darkness.
Okay, that's good. I got a 16.
I'll pass.
Natural 20 for that.
Oh,
Good job. Yes,
Natural
we're doing
Which is
20.
good.
amazing because my strength is 0.
That's funny, but you know what? Natural 20 means you get 2
And your athletics
successes.
is
I can't hear. I can't hear.
2 successes for your natural 20.
Okay, so
That's nicely
I
done.
rolled athletics and I got a 16. And
That's
next
great.
check-
And 16 is a passing number, so that's great. Okay. As you quietly move into the stillness of the night, your clothes are drenched, but you find passageway. When you see the guards
I'm gonna
making
cast
the
a spell.
patrol, turn to the side. Yep, go ahead.
Non-detection on Nerdy and blur on me. Myself.
Yeah. Immediately when you cast that spell, you feel like there's some energy that just pushed away from you. And you feel almost like a cone of silence around you as you move stealthily through. Okay. You get to the kind of main street where you see there's some patrols about, but you are inconspicuous and no one's really drawn attention to you.
Yay.
You see that some of the bazaars and other hanging banners look very well. It's almost like plush and high end. You can see there's large swimming pools and people just having jacuzzis and hors d'oeuvres and stuff, late night snacks and almost like yes, fancy parties that are going on. You stay away from that, trying to remove yourself from the scene. Making your way further towards the gates, you see there's a large patrol at the front. But what catches your eye is these large concrete-like buildings that stand not behind the gates, but towards the left over here. In this area.
I have a question. Can we end this on a cliffhanger? Like a spooky cliffhanger?
Yeah, we will.
Yes.
Yeah, we will end pretty soon. Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check, you guys.
Which check?
Stealth.
Stealth.
You 11?
11's not going to pass.
Oh.
Okay. How about you, Shade?
What check do I need to do?
Stealth.
Stealth?
Yeah, your forte.
I got a 29, so I got a D. I got a 20.
You got a natural 20?
And I also got +9.
And 2 natural 20s. Okay. Yeah, so Mr. Nerdy is a little bit
But he should have
kind of
advantage on it
apprehensive
since he has
about the areas.
non-detection.
That's true, but still, it's not going to be an advantage.
I don't
check,
get
but
it. I don't get an advantage.
Your 2
but-
successes will make up the difference. You make a small diversion that, as the guards kind of direct towards investigating Mr. Nerdy, they're distracted, and you both scamper off into the darkness. You make yourself right in front of this large concrete building, and you see the door is slightly ajar, and inside you see majestic vehicles that are smaller than yours, but chromed out with like very polished steel, fine armaments, and a whole bunch of parts that are laying about.
Okay,
You're in.
let's go.
Okay.
Let's
Next
go in.
step that you're gonna have to make.
Time for some sabotaging.
There's a person that turns to you, catches their eye. Hey, Smithy, give me the 6 wrench, will ya? Not really paying attention to you. This person calls out and asks for a tool. Either one of you can make a deception check. Or sleight of hand.
I'm just gonna go with sleight of hand is 9. Deception is 6. Wait, so
Okay.
sleight of hand's to give it to them. 6
Yep.
is I'm just gonna give it to them. Toss it. They won't realize who gave it.
Okay.
I got a 19.
Yeah, that's gonna be good enough. Okay, with a quick instinct, you look at the table, you grab something that resembles about, I don't know, whatever the size it is. You kind of figure it out, hand it over. That's what I need. Can you check the fuel cell on there? It's on the other side. Okay, that goes over to Mr. Nerdy. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
15.
15 is the number that you need.
Mama.
Nicely done. As you see, going across the vehicle on the underbelly, first off, you notice as you're kind of hanging around the hangar for a bit, this looks like probably the most powerful vehicle that's in the whole hangar, and you suspect this will probably be Tordune's racing vehicle. So here you are.
Any insignias on it?
Yeah, you see there's a bunch of like carelessly drawn. I mean, they want to look tough, so it looks sloppy, but it's a bunch of slashes with kind of like an angry tooth image and a bunch of skull and crossbows on the side. And then right in the front, there's a big, ugly green orc face. So it's pretty dead giveaway. You go back to the engine side where the fuel cell, whatever contraption is, and you remember that you have uh, the way to disable it if you wish.
Right. But let's not do that right now. I mean, what else is in this hangar? Is this a shared hangar or is this exclusively for Gordoon's crew?
I think it's
Yeah, there's other vehicles in the hangar for sure. Yeah, at that moment when you're looking around, you see there's smaller ones that could be faster, hold less crew. But this one's definitely the biggest, strongest, and most prominent vehicle in this whole
So there
hangar.
are other teams sharing the same hangar? Is that what you're saying?
There's a big distance between them, and like big, kind of like draped down curtains and noticeable barriers. So they're all separated with their own tools and engineers working. But this partition of the hangar is big enough that people aren't really too closely paying attention to you, at least not yet.
No,
What
this
do you
is
want to
still
do?
at night, right?
It's still night. Yep, people are working through the night.
Are there any sources of fire that are close that they're using to illuminate their work?
Definitely. Yeah, there's torches about.
So Shay, can you pull some trick? Let's make something. Let's create an accident.
Oh, you have to have.
Sure.
Shay leave.
Hmm.
There.
What do you want to have?
We can just push a oil lamp over or something, right? Something simple. Something that looks
Mhm.
innocent. That will not arouse suspicion.
As you guys are
Oh yeah,
discussing,
drop an
you hear,
alchemist fire on the ground.
as you guys are discussing, you hear somebody call out, "Hey, did you check the fuel cell yet? I'm waiting for."
Just drop an alchemist fire on the engine.
Okay. Just oops.
Basically, oops.
All right.
And the
You
whole thing
uncork that
torches
bottle.
up. Oops, leaving, and I just like the person just runs away.
Okay, yeah, let's get out of here then.
So you dropped the alchemist fire on the engine?
I didn't do it.
Well, but you did, right? Shay did, right?
No, yeah, it's
Maybe
only
I
like
didn't
a
see
minor thing, like burn some of the metal, but won't completely destroy it.
Do we need to
But
do it?
set them back like what the sailor said. It's not. Set them back about let's say 30 minutes. They just to polish off the metal.
Well, I think that we'll
Hire
have to
them.
do
The
later.
person.
It has to be set up for later. Right now, we're
Yep.
we're interrupting
Sabotaging.
their
Okay.
progress.
Yeah, just put a
Even
drop of
get into it
alchemist
right.
fire on the engine.
Yeah.
And say oops, and run away.
As you uncork it, Mr. Nerdy, you catch in your eye some familiar faces that enter the hangar bay. One being the thin, kind of scrawny, caped fellow that Ruff was kicking in the ribs, and another one is that lady, as well as the Dragonborn. As soon as Shade pours over the alchemist fire, the fire bursts into flames, and you can see a trickling effect that's starting to take over the engine. And the three of them catch your eye. Who the hell are you?
Run.
And that's
Run.
where we'll stop our session.
Wait, how did they see? How did they see through my blur?
Because they caught the attention of the fire and then they saw
Yep.
it.
That's right.
Mm.
Yes,
And I'll
because the
just cast
alchemist
the
fire.
spell back on myself. I can literally just do that. I can do it 2 times. The non-detection, I only can do 1 time. So
Wait, but
hopefully,
why did it
Nerdy
flame
was
up?
not
I thought-
exposed.
I thought this was something that we're sneaking into the tank,
You did.
and it's a timed device, right? Over.
Well, you could have done that for sure, but you decided to just throw the alchemist fire onto the fuel cell. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my hood is on. They can't see who I am. If we go to hand-to-hand combat,
yep,
I will
they
win.
just they know that
So-
somebody is there that doesn't belong there, and we'll have to see how that pans out next time.
Okay.
Cool. Glad we can
Yeah.
have this session, and
Yeah.
this cliffhanger we'll have to see how it turns out. But I'll keep it short so that way we can get Ruff back into the scene and go from there.
He's gonna have to bust us out of jail, that's for sure.
Mm.
Cool. That was
All right,
fun.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.